People long for a life that is simple and planned, tied with a ribbon. Some people won't sail the sea because they're safer on.
The Jackal and the Hedgehog start this play as two very good friends, two trustworthy friends. They end up going to steal beans from a peasant together, and the Hedgehog jumps down into the well first, fills the bag full of beans, but the Jackal tries to run off. The Hedgehog jumps in the bag and goes home with him there. By jumping down into the well, the Hedgehog had much faith in the Jackal. Even though the Jackal tries to run off, he says in a pitiful voice, "Take the food to my children, please." What the Jackal doesn't know is that the Hedgehog jumps inside of the bag and goes home with him. At one point he sneaks his head out, whistles, and the wolf thinks the peasant is coming, so he runs off. He gives the food to the children, just like the Hedgehog had asked, but the Hedgehog jumps out of the bag at the last moment and scares them. The Jackal didn't even realize it, but he had already told the children that the peasant had killed their father. Being so trustworthy, the Hedgehog jumps right back out there and goes to steal again with the Jackal. They steal fruit this time from a farmer, but this time they get out and everything's not going as planned. They have two holes, one for the Jackal and one for the Hedgehog. The Hedgehog fits straight through his hole, but the Jackal is just a little too fat, so the Hedgehog tells him to go sit in a field. He says if you go sit in a field with your mouth open, flies will fly in and they will think that you're dead. If they think that you are dead, they'll throw you over the fence. He says, "I promise." So he lays there all night waiting, but what he doesn't know is there's a donkey watching the whole time. Next morning, the farmers come, they pick him up, and they throw him over the fence. Once he's over the fence, he jumps up and springs away, runs all the way home to his family, his wife and kids, in their little hole. Still, the donkey is watching the whole time. He never realizes this. The donkey follows him all the way back to his home, in his little hole with his family, sits outside the hole playing dead just like he did in the farm. The wife goes out there and sees him laying there, but she leaves him there. The Jackal walks outside the next morning and tells his wife that he killed this donkey, but in reality she knows that he really didn't. After not being able to eat the donkey, the Jackal comes up to the Hedgehog asking him to go and kill something else the next day. The next day they go and kill his sheep. The Jackal runs off in scaredness. But the next day he comes up to the Hedgehog asking him for food, but the Hedgehog just says that he cut that food from underneath his armpit. He says if you eat your armpit, then it's good for you. Once the Jackal had cut off all the fat on his skin, he had died from bleeding out. The hare says farewell to him and runs off, leaving no friendship behind.